Well, welcome to Beans, Brews and Bread for the end of February. It's sunshine. I can't even remember what the sun looked like. It's been that cold and wet and damp over winter. February might be the end of meteorological winter and marks the start of spring. But now's a really important time to start getting some plants out on the plot. So it might still be cold for February and we can expect frosts all the way up into sort of the beginning to middle of April. Got a few things going down on the plot which we managed to get in. Get a few sowings today, some hardy crops that we can get sown now, and also under some extra special protection which I've managed to get up at the plot. So let's go and have a look. So the last few weeks I've managed to get a bit of an edge ready to the front flower border, as you can see there. Going to give that a good weed. That's going to make a big difference, that to I think how I feel about the plot and sort of getting things a bit under more control. Not something I've done for quite a long time, but we've got some plans in mind for some flowers for the front border. After that, we've got it's going to be the potato bed. We're going to be getting this planted up fairly soon. I've got a new ridging tool which I've had a bit of a try on, so we should be able to get some fairly straight rows if I get a line down and get some potatoes in this bit. This will be the first earlies, second earlies and salad potatoes. Done a little bit of digging at the end here just to try and free up what was the path. I've decided I am going to get rid of the paths, so I'll be pulling up the weed membrane, and this ground under the path has been quite compacted, so this is the slight concession to a bit of digging just to try and get that freed up a bit, and also somewhere to stick this mound of weeds and grass which I wasn't able to get covered with the tarpaulins over winter. So we'll get this lifted up as well. Can't quite remember what this section will be. Probably going into brassicas, maybe some cabbage. There's another path to pull up there. We'll roll it up and we'll dispose of that, I think, at the landfill. Try and get rid of the weed membrane. Just some old fencing which we've got to keep in the tarpaulins down. Interestingly, we also got some cheap fruit trees from B&M Bargains. We've got a John Gold apple here. I'm trying to think maybe get some step overs, so I might get them running along the side of the plot, which would be quite a nice little idea. And I've healed in a Victoria plum, which I think I might fan train in front of the shed. And then last over here, got a pear tree. Again, I'll do a step over on this one, I think, which will that's Doyenne de Comis. Again, train that as a little step over. So that bed over there will get tidied up. Shouldn't be too difficult, that one. We've got the soil miller, which will get into action, and another path to pull up as well. But over here, back towards the back end of the plot, and the first home sown peas are going in. This is a variety called Meteor, which we'll get in here, and I'll then direct sow after that line another line along the side of the glass cloches here. Now the glass cloches, I've managed to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these up and ready. They've been warming the soil. As you can see, there is a definite difference in you can see how the soil's a bit drier in there. I've already put one sowing of Aquadulture Claudia broad beans there, and we'll get some more, which I've already started off at the house actually, but we'll fill another 3 rows there of Aquadulture Claudia under those cloches, and we'll get them sown in. But I'm going to set you up now. I'll get these peas into the little trench I've dug there for them. So these are Meteor, nice early pea variety. What I've done here is I've just managed to get a little trench about the depth of the containers that they're in. These are just old mushroom trays which I've repurposed, so try and even those out a little bit, get the marker. Now I've let these dry out a little bit just to try and see if we can slip them out. Right, they've only just germinated, so I'm gonna tip them out into the place. As you can see, they're only just popped up. I think nature will find a way, and I think they're going to poke their heads up in the right direction once they get going. Also, it allows you to just get a little bit of a covering, just to make sure that they get a bit of a protection from any frosts tonight. So I'm going to give those a little tickle over, and in fact what I'll do is I'll put the marker up to the line where I put them. So they've only just germinated, they've not got masses of root system on them. They've germinated at home in the mini greenhouse. We'll get those sown up now. Job's a good one. Well, it's been an absolute scorcher today so far on the plot. If you like the video, it'd be grateful if you give it a thumbs up. Cheers. So I've had the cloches down, giving these a nice warm, and you can see the soil is a little bit drier inside. The idea with these, you don't have to remove them to water them. The water apparently can travel about a foot where it runs off down into the ground and then underneath. Certainly wicked up by the plant roots, so that's the theory anyway. I've already, as I said before, done 3 rows of Aquaculture Claudia broad beans in there, which I've done in that cloche there, and then I'm going to do another 3 rows going all the way up to the compost pile, which I've got there with the trimmings of the lawn edging, which we're path edging, which we've got going over there. But these are great. When it was really cold, it just provided an extra little bit of temperature protection for the ground. A good couple of degrees difference anyway, so I'm pretty impressed with those. So we'll get those sown up now as well. How's your spring preparations going on your plots or your growing area? Comment below, tell us what you're doing, what you managed to get survived over winter, what you're nurturing slowly, coax it back into life for spring. So what we've got here is we're going to get 3 drills in, just shallow. That's the end of the trash in there. Shallow drill, well, 3 drills. So lettuce on the end. We'll have the tall 1 spring onion in the middle, and we'll have some radish on the end. So Tom Thumb, apparently this was the definitive variety to have for cloche work by all accounts. So just do a light sowing in there, not too many, because we're going to number 1. So Tom Thumb. I did do a germination test on this over on the elephant garlic section, where we managed to put the first cloche up and they did germinate, so that was even colder then. So that's the Tom Thumb. We'll try the evergreen bunching now in the middle. This is apparently one that can divide. It's Allium fistulose, I think. And this one, we'll do a little sprinkling of that down that middle drill. Hopefully they'll be a bit taller than the lettuce and the radish. That's the evergreen bunching done, and then we'll get some classic French breakfast done in that last drill over there. And my favourite radish is this. Absolutely brilliant radish. Got loads of seed in here. It's possibly a bit old, but a little bit easier to sow this one. See where you've been. There you go. Germination might be a problem with that, so seed might be a bit old and from a variety of different sources. Job's a good one. So very happy with that. It's warm enough now in theory to get these under the cloche. Use the homie to and we'll get the cloche back over. Job's a good one. So that's the cloches all nicely put back together again. Got first sowing under that first cloche of salad. Might do another one in a fortnight's time, more salad in the second one, maybe some chimida wrapper in the third. But then these three over here are going to be for the first broad beans. So we've got Aquadulture Claudia in those three, and I'm going to have Masterpiece Green Long Pod on the other side down there. And then just on the other side of these three cloches over here, we'll have the peas Meteor down that side. Get another row sown today, so that's some that have germinated and some that will be about another fortnight behind that. Then another week we'll get some done up to there, about here, and then all the way up there will be Hurst Green Shaft up to the compost bin. I'm pretty proud of what I've managed to get overwintered in the allium bed this year. We had the onions on this side here, got some shallots in the middle, and then garlic on the far end, rounded off by some elephant garlic from Save Seed from last year's harvest. So as you can see, got some nice strong growth here on the onions, and we've got some nice strong growth as well from the shallots, and the garlic has done really well, and that's Kingsland White, followed by the elephant garlic at the end. Now I've given them a weed, and then I applied some I think it was chicken manure pellets, just general fertiliser, and we've worked those in. We've had just enough rain over this weekend that we can get the fertiliser worked in. But the garlic's looking brilliant in the middle. The middle there looking really good and strong, really nice. And then got the elephant garlic here on the edge of the bed. Now I will, I think, leave this path in between the cloches, but I am going to be digging up those paths just to get a little bit more access to the ground and a bit more space. And one other thing which I managed to work on this weekend was salvaging some chestnut paling fencing. So this stuff was from a sports centre which was upgrading its fencing and wanted to get it shut off. It's a little bit worm, woodworm, and a bit, chewed in places, but it's not looking too bad. So I managed to get a bit of a few armfuls of this, and we've got this. I've just taken the cover off, and now this is the edging from the path, which is I'm using to try and mark out the area a bit easier. And we're putting some other compost in here. I'm going to get this piled up. I'm going to get the old compost bins sorted out. But this should hopefully break down with the soil and the grass and the home kitchen compost waste into down some nice stuff. So get this covered up again, keep the heat in, and hopefully it'll break down nicely. The only other thing which we've got going on at the minute is this brassica bed. We've got some sprouting broccoli here at the top. I've swapped out the fleece now that the temperature's getting better, and swapped it out for this bird and insect netting. Also given that a weed. Got some chicken manure pellets put down as well. Again, sawn a few of the chestnut palings in half, and we're using those for supports to keep the netting off. But I'm really happy with that. Down here we've got the cabbages. They're not looking too bad. They're not exactly hearting up, but we might just get enough in a month. See how things go on. I'm mostly hoping that the sprouting broccoli stuff will come on a bit better, and we may get a few harvests before the end is out. But you never know. Fingers crossed, but they're looking pretty healthy. Thanks for watching today on Bees, Brews and Bread. Fingers crossed, spring isn't too far around the corner, but if we do get some cold snaps, we've got some good crop protection down and some great growing systems in place to get some early crops if we possibly can. Well, thanks for watching today. I'll see you next time. Bye.